Excel sheets and pen and paper, and a lot of phone calls. We've had subcontractor mechanics come out and go to a wrong site because the data that someone was receiving was incorrect. So now you're getting hit with a bill on travel time that's just unnecessary. And because things move very quickly, that needing to know that information kind of at your fingertips is very valuable. That's when, at the time, our shop manager was looking for a way, for one, him to kind of keep track of where the equipment was from a serviceability standpoint, but also kind of trickle that through the rest of the company as well and kind of share that information amongst our low bed drivers that actually deliver equipment, our mechanics, and then also some of our management staff that needed that information. I like the mobile app because that's definitely catered for mobile experience. On the fly, it's very easy to open up that app and kind of find an asset that you need. So I think the app is very useful on the fly. And then the web experience, they've done a good job with creating filters that you can save depending on what you're using, whether I'm looking for an attachment or if I'm looking for a small piece of equipment or a heavy piece of equipment, or if I'm trying to find a specialty item. So it makes those filters are very nice for kind of finding or those repetitive searches that you may do. And then they also have a very robust search bar that is continuously getting better, where it's like Google. You can type in something and it's going to kind of filter out that information for you to help you find exactly what you're looking for if you don't know what it is right away. And then also just everything kind of getting easier, the ability to kind of customize different views for different users, being able to filter out unnecessary assets. So if I'm a mechanic that works on heavy equipment, I only see the heavy equipment. That's great. I don't need to see all of our compactors or all of our chainsaws, and vice versa for the small engine department. So the integration is awesome because we've already had telematics on a few of our, or actually on, I would say about 70 pieces of equipment. So instead of having to buy an aftermarket product to then go and put on an asset that's already got telematics, I can utilize that OEM telematics, and that's been great because it's streamlined, it's ready to go as long as I have the OEM component set up with it. I think it took me about maybe under a minute to set up 30 assets coming from Caterpillar, and everything was in there. Information was coming in smoothly. And the best part about that is not just the OEM data, but now for our company, we have one hub or one interface that all of my users can go to, and all of that information is filtering through, where a lot of these users are not necessarily super tech savvy. So by having that filter through one platform is such an incredible tool, because now I can train my team on one tool. They're familiar with one tool. They can master that one tool. And even myself, it's so much easier to go to one interface and have everything you need at your fingertips. It's definitely increased communication. It's increased the quality of communication while reducing the amount of communication needed, if that makes sense, because you're limiting the phone calls that you need to make, but at the same time, you're getting accurate placement of where stuff is. And I think that's extremely valuable. Our superintendents can use the value in it. Our mechanics see the value in it. Our ownership sees the value in it. So a lot of times ownership will say, well, what's my ROI on this? And that's a very hard sell with some of these services, is because you can give numbers till you're blue in the face sometimes, and you can say, oh, well, this is going to cut down on work. But until you actually see it and you've been in that process where you can't find a piece of equipment, or because it was left behind on the site, or something gets stolen, you really don't get a full appreciation for that. So actually seeing it all live hand, and when someone asks you, oh, I need this, and you can find it instantaneously pretty much, that to me is just like a nice aha moment. Unexpected benefits, to me, one of them is the utilization, not so much on kind of moving equipment around or stealing equipment, but on mechanics being able to do preventative maintenance. they can go on there and see if an asset's kind of been used a bunch on a site or if it's kind of on standby. And by using that metric, now they can reach out to the site super, the site PM, and go and service that equipment without interrupting someone's daily flow, which I think is very valuable, and without putting down an expensive crew. I would say definitely we have a great idea of where our equipment is now because we have accurate locations on everything. We're reducing the amount of paperwork that was going through the company, whether it be on service request, hours for service. We're increasing on our communication and reducing unnecessary phone calls, that we're able to make better decisions because we know where stuff is. I think of it as that kind of communication hub as to where everything is. I really see that as being critical, that key central spot for where is my information is, or where are my assets, I think is what I see as Tenna being our go-to for.